Hello. So today, I just wanted to share with you something that I thought that was pretty interesting. These are books. We're doing a project with the Grand Lodge of Virginia here at McCoy. And these are books that, as I was cataloging them, you can see we've got a bunch of them in different formats all around here that we're trying to catalog. But this was fascinating. These are books that are mostly from the 1800s. Well, they're all from the 1800s. And the point I'm trying to make just this morning is that if you were a Mason and trying to be a bright Mason and trying to study, here's my dog in the back, and you're trying to study, you would, you wouldn't have access, obviously, to the internet or anything like that. So you'd have to have books. And so I was just fascinated by the kinds of books that were brought in to the Grand Lodge, because these were from libraries of Masons. So somebody would say, here's my grandfather's library. I don't know what to do with it. So they drop it off at the Grand Lodge. And these are the kinds of books that were in those libraries. So you're kind of think about it. You're a Mason in the 1800s. You're interested in learning. You want to do it. So you have your, I guess, some sort of a ritual book. Well, in 1831, here is a expose. They called them cheaters back then. But this is the ritual of Freemasonry, also, of course, of Phi Beta Kappa, the Orange, and Oddfellows. So this is an actual ritual book that was an expose, not legal in many jurisdictions, not today or even back then, but you would have that. And then you would have books like this. This is a dictionary of select and, oh, here, we'll go to the thing. This is a quotation book from the 1800s. So if you're giving a talk, you needed a quotation book. And then this is the ancient history. This is just volume 8. I won't open it up, but this is a late 1800s book. This is a forms book. This is actually for an attorney, so I assume that this guy was a lawyer. And again, this wasn't from one family or one, but this is just to kind of give you an idea. This is ancient geography. So they would study geography. This was a book from the 1800s on anthology. It was the report on anthology. So the different types of cultures, and you would learn about culture and whatnot. And, again, it was just these guys were interested in reading and improving themselves. And they had to do it through these. Here's another one, Elements of History. So you could get some context of what you're trying to learn. This book is fascinating because it's a tale of how Freemasons have been tortured over the years. It's called The Scarlet Book of Freemasonry. And you can see there's a Freemason being tortured and, just telling the tales of how that has happened. Great stories. There's actually a funny story that goes behind that. May I get to it later time. But I just thought you guys would be interested in seeing that how Masons, over 150 years ago or more, right, even 200 years ago, they educated themselves by getting these books. And, this is all pre, the encyclopedias coming out, because the encyclopedias didn't come out until Mackey and Oliver were the guys that did that. Like this is Mackey's History of Freemasonry. This is the 1898 version. And but anyway, this is how Masons 200 years ago studied and learned and tried to improve themselves. Thanks for listening.